What's up, everyone? This is Mayan Gordon. I'm the owner of Mayan Gordon Media. We are live at 5, streaming to LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I hope you guys have had a really great week so far. For me, it's definitely been a super busy week in terms of lots of new projects coming my way, a couple projects that I'm in the middle of, gaining some traction. It's very exciting, very exhausting. So I hope you guys are having an equally productive, equally happy week as I am. And today I'm just going to quickly be talking about, we're going to keep this one pretty short. We're going to talk about side hustles. So if you guys have any questions about side incomes, side revenues, side hustles, if you have any side hustles that you've been participating in, earning money from, please post a comment. Also, post one thing that you're grateful for today. Let's fill the comments up with some positivity. So I have always been someone who has side hustled. I never really thought about it as side hustling. I really just thought about things that I did that I liked in ways to monetize those things. So when I was growing up, Hot Wheels cars, selling some Hot Wheels cars was kind of one of the things I did. Then, taking my writing skills and figuring, I can monetize those and write blog posts for people and, marketing and content articles. And then even into glassblowing, where now glassblowing is more or less a side hustle to my main social media business. And, in addition to the regular avenues I had with my main glassblowing business when it was the main business, which is selling through Instagram, I also side hustle off of that, off the side hustle, where I do local kind of, usually Facebook Marketplace, sometimes Craigslist sales, which are almost always cash. And cash sales are great for lots of reasons that we won't say out loud. So I think, whether or not you feel like you need more money, it's always nice to have more money, right? And I'm not talking about starting up a side hustle in an area that you don't already have interest. In fact, I think that's a terrible idea. It takes away your energy from probably your main source of income, also from things that you probably enjoy more. What I am talking about is taking something you already do or already love and monetizing it. And there's so many tools that you guys have with the internet, with your phone and all the apps on it to make money off of almost anything. Whether that's selling stuff at your house, whether that's taking a skill, even like gardening. You might think, I'm just good at gardening. I bet you there's an app, a website out there where people are looking for gardeners and you can sign up and get gigs through the platform. I also think that looking online for multiple marketplaces where you can offer your skills or offer your product is something that a lot of people don't do. And you're missing out on huge opportunities because a lot of times it really only takes the initial investment in time of setting up an account and listing one or two things. And then you leave it and forever can benefit and gain fruits from that. So one example of that, I think, would be Craigslist. You can create Craigslist ads, although it's different now. I think they make you pay for Craigslist ads. I haven't really created any in a very long time. Back in the day, it's just an example, you could create a Craigslist ad, and when the ad expired, the link was still there, and you just clicked the button and said renew. So if you put up 5 new Craigslist ads every day, plus you're renewing the ones that already expired, all of a sudden you've got listings everywhere and you're really not doing too much work. The same thing is true, I would say, of listing your services on different platforms. So every single platform is going to require like a bio section. It's going to require a list of your services. It's going to require the same things. So once you do it on one website, why wouldn't you take the time to go then put that information on these other websites, create the profiles on the other websites, do that like one-time investment. And if you make money off of that, that's amazing. I mean, that can really add up when it's 3 different platforms that are all feeding you gigs. All of a sudden you went from being in a situation where you felt really stressed about, where am I going to get money for these bills? Where am I going to get my next lead? Where am I going to get my next client? Where am I going to get my next job as a freelancer? And instead, you're like, wow, another one popped up. I actually didn't even need one this week, but I'll take the extra work. And so creating side hustles in areas that either you enjoy or where it requires very little effort to put yourself in a position of opportunity, I think, are really great ways to, over probably the course of 1 to 2 years, really change your financial situation. You can very easily, in a 2-year period, go from being really, really dirt poor, broke, no money, in debt, to doing very, very well for yourself, having financial assets, having things that are really going to pay you out for the rest of your life. So I want to shout out a couple people. LinkedIn user who said, Mayan, let's chat. Absolutely. It's not showing me your name. Sometimes it does that randomly. Chris Thomas, thanks for dropping in. Love Facebook Marketplace. Absolutely. Me too. You guys, great example of this. I sell collectibles, I would call it. Really, I like lots of random things. Like I like guns, I like art, I like random stuff, I like antiques. So I'm always keeping my eye out for things that I would actually want myself, because it's really fun to buy and sell things that you actually are interested in and would want to keep. Now, you can't keep them. That's part of the game. Part of the fun is you sell it and then you get to buy another one and profit the whole while long. But Facebook Marketplace, I listed up a set of, I listed up a listing and it just said huge lot of cards or huge lot of Pokemon cards. I can't remember what it said. And I've been getting messages for months. And I've sold a lot of those cards, but because I have so many and no one wants to buy all of them, it's not as profitable to sell in a big lot as it is to break it up. So I've been breaking it up, but I don't do any work. Just probably every day I get a message through Facebook Messenger from Facebook Marketplace for something that took me 5 minutes to put up as a listing. And honestly, I need to take more of my own advice, because there's lots of other things I should list up on Facebook Marketplace that people would message me and buy. And it really, you guys, it's 5 minutes. It's snapping a picture on your phone, writing a real quick description. It doesn't even have to be a great description if the pictures are decent. And people will hit you up, because Facebook is one of the only platforms where you can find people locally. Like, think about it, guys. I have the hardest time finding other people to really connect with on Instagram that are local to Spokane. I have to use a hashtag search like hashtag Spokane or hashtag Spokane, Washington. And even then, I'm getting a lot of businesses. I'm getting a lot of pages that don't really have to do with a person living in Spokane. It's very hard to connect with people. And Facebook makes it just incredibly easy through its marketplace, through its groups, through lots of its features to connect locally. LinkedIn user says, I buy and sell on Mercari. Oh, that's cool. Has anyone else seen the Mercari commercials? They have been playing on, I want to say, Amazon Prime, and I watch videos off a site called, I think it's called Tubi TV. And I've been seeing a lot of their ads recently. So that's really cool to hear. LinkedIn user who commented that, apologies for not using your name, because it won't show it to me. But why did you choose to go on Mercari in the first place, if you don't mind commenting? And what do you like about it? What are some of the differentiators compared to, like, let's say, Facebook Marketplace? Or did you do what I kind of just suggested, is like you already had the listing, you already written a description for your Facebook listing, so you thought, why not throw it up on Mercari? Definitely would love your feedback on that. But you guys, there's so many online platforms that are completely designed to help you sell things, sell services, and sell products, whether those are physical products or digital products. And if you find one, there's a really good likelihood there's actually 10 of them out there. And to be able to put your profile in a nice way on 10 new platforms, it can really lead to a lot of success, and it can lead to a lot of momentum as well, especially because these platforms work on a curve where at first you have 0 ratings. You've done 0 work. You have nothing to show for what you're trying to get. Now, after you've done 10 jobs, hopefully there's some good reviews. Hopefully you've got a couple 5-star reviews. It shows, typically, depending on the platform, how many jobs you've had. So people now, when they're going to look at your profile, they go, oh, this person's experienced. I can see that they've successfully worked with other businesses and made them happy. Like, of course I'm going to hire them. Like, let me hit this person up. They seem like a great fit for the job that I'm specifically looking for on this platform. And that's the other thing, you guys, is these platforms are great because people are only on there looking for what you have to offer. Now, it's not always what you have to offer, but they're looking for something that someone has to offer. And based on volume, it's very likely that you'll get a match and you'll get job offers out of that. always going to depend on having your profile set up correctly and understanding the marketplace and who is looking for what. But if you can understand those factors, even to a small degree, you have a great opportunity to start building up new clients, new work, and new security. We got Annie Chan, what's good? Thanks so much for dropping in. Who has a question? How do you find the right platform for your service? We have a virtual reality escape room, local entertainment venue in Melbourne, Australia. First of all, that sounds awesome. Secondly, so kind of what I would say is, again, really go on, especially if you're a business, go on as many platforms as you can. This is beneficial actually for multiple reasons. One, you never know if one of those platforms will start to pick up and take off. And it doesn't even have to be like a skyrocket to the moon, right? It can be like, oh, we got an offer from this site we've never gotten an offer from, or like a job through this site. Cool. Boom. And then a week later, you're like, oh man, another person hit me up, right? And it's not all at once a flood, but it builds and it builds and it builds. So I would say as long as it's not taking you a lot of time or money, put yourself on as many platforms as possible. Again, because a lot of the platforms, you don't have to do any work to promote yourself. You don't have to, there's no posting and getting people to see your posts like on a social media platform. There's just you being in the search engine and people being able to look at your profile. So if you understand that these platforms are search engines and understanding that there's then keyword research may be involved, that there's then some SEO within the actual site involved, understanding those factors will definitely help you in terms of creating the title for your job, for your service. So maybe even, right, maybe, what was it? Maybe virtual reality escape room is the wrong way to title something on that particular platform. Maybe it's going to be, something like adventure experience. Like thinking about what other words you can use that are going to be more likely to ping within someone's search of what they're actually searching for on the platform can really make you stand out in these types of service-based platforms or even product-based ones, but definitely more service-based. Let me know if that answered your question at all. And then LinkedIn user says, I list in both places. I use Mercari for expensive items that I have to ship and Marketplace for local porch pickup. Mercari is super easy to use. They only take 10% fee and pay out fast. Even if user forgets to review, Mercari will pay out. Gotcha. So Mercari has moderation built into it. So with Facebook Marketplace, I'm not paying, like the person's not paying me through Facebook, versus with Mercari, it sounds like people are paying through and into the platform of Mercari, who I'm assuming holds or escrows the money for whatever amount of time. You are delivering the product and you get your money. So it's not a one-to-one exchange. It's a one through the system to one exchange, which does offer a nice added layer of security. So that's really, really smart to hear that for higher end items, you wanted to use a platform that had a little bit more security built into it and that it was really easy to use. I think that's really cool to hear. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. So I appreciate that. All right, guys, if you have any questions about side hustles, about how to monetize skills or products, honestly, that's why I'm here today, is because I've always had the freedom to spend an immense amount of my time researching and pursuing things that maybe didn't make the most sense at the time, but I felt and knew that there was value in pursuing that thing, and I could rely on my side hustle to get me through. I've never in my life, other than when we were homeless, back 9 years ago now, after Ben and I were in a gas explosion, we were homeless for a little bit. But since then, I have never worried about being homeless or broke again, like broke again, because I can always hustle. I always know I can sell something, whether that's something I have physically around me or whether that's a service or a skill that I'm capable of. I know that I can, and I know where I can, and I know what time frame within I can. So if you can figure that out and you can know, man, even if this doesn't go well, I still have my side hustle to pay my bills. All of a sudden, you can take on more risk and you can be a little bit more assertive in your pursuit of your interests, of your dreams, of your life that you want to live. And this allows you to get ahead of people who are not willing to take the risk, of people who are not willing to go to zero. And I'm not suggesting anyone thinks about in their life going to zero. But if you have compartmentalized your income to where you have side hustle, main hustle, and maybe something else, it's okay for, let's say, one of those things, the something else, to go to zero, or possibly even the business. Although, again, this is all based on your own risk affinity, risk assessment. Just to preface, I happen to have a high tolerance for risk. I like risk. I like the idea that it might not work out. I've certainly gotten better at not making super risky decisions, ones that could jeopardize the other things that I'm building. But I'm always aware of the benefits that come with pursuing risk when you have other stability and other support already built into your system. All right, guys, you are all amazing. Appreciate your time. Make sure you share this live if you got any value out of it. I always really appreciate that the most. And you can hit me up, as always, on my email address, monkeyboyarts@gmail.com. I really love helping businesses communicate impactful stories through video, but I also love helping any individual who's interested in personal growth and business growth, just sharing any insights, any thoughts that I have that might help you guys out on your way. As always, have a great night, and we will see you again tomorrow.